Hello students, I welcome you all back to AVKS Academy. So today, let us in this particular lecture begin with a new module, the most important module nowadays in CAPF examination called Indian Economy or Indian Economics. In your syllabus, it is mentioned economy. But in the examination, they will be asking some core concepts associated with the economics. So, if you observe the CAPF question paper of 2019 and also if you observe indirectly the paper of 2018, the weightage to the concept of economy or the subject economy is increasing gradually. 18 से लेकर के 19 तक the number of questions are increasing. And सीधा सा बोल दिया जाए तो approximately 8 to 10 questions can either be implicitly or explicitly expected from the topic economy. So we will never give a chance to the examiner to eliminate us, at least in the form of economy, because our main agenda, our main focus, our main dedication will be to get the 100% of the scores. Aim for 100% of the score, then only you will be landing at the cutoff. Otherwise not. So, out of 8 questions also, I presume that if you are marking 6 correct, then also you are in the safe side. Because a core subject, the history, the polity, the geography, would have already given you the greater mileage. But that mileage should never be lessened with the help of economy. So that is the reason we are going to have a very crisp module, very detailed module, very simple module, but in a smart way we are going to cover up the entire theory or the entire scope of economics. Clear all of you guys? So just try to understand. What if somebody asks you to define economy? What will you say? If somebody asks you to define economy, what will you say? Economy was a subject in your 12th standard? No. It's not a simple subject, but it is the country which is running on. Clear? The entire country, the entire house, from the household till the Prime Minister, till the Government of India, everyone are revolving round the concept of economy. Meaning is that to define economy, say for example, in this particular class, I have some 10 children, some 10 aspirants. But AVKS Academy have given me 5 chocolates. AVKS Academy have given me 5 chocolates. And asked to distribute among the entire group of students. There are totally 10 kids. There are totally 5 chocolates. This is known as the supply side. This is known as the supply side. This is limited. But these 10 students may increase to 11, may increase to 12, may increase to 13. The demand is increasing. The demand is increasing. To chase the unlimited demand with the limited resources available. Clear all of you? With the limited resources available, to chase the unlimited demand is something known as economics. But speaking in practicality, economics is something which is more or less dealing with the theoretical approach, the statistical approach, the data sciences. Say for example, if I speak about any concept that is associated with like the GDP or the poverty, the GDP of the country, or else I speak about the national income of the country, they're all theoretical. We don't have to do anything with that. Because, say for example, if the finance minister say in 2016 or 17, the growth rate of India is approximately 7.0%, and India is the fastest growing economy in the world. But still, the poverty is increasing, the unemployment is increasing, the per capita income is also decreasing. Meaning, something we see in practical, 7 ho jaye or 11 ho jaye, we are not having to do anything with that because it is theoretical. Meaning, it is a part of economics. It is a part of economics. But they are all practical. Poverty, garibi dikh rahe. It is practicality, economy. Inflation dikhta hai, practicality, it is economy. Unemployment, it is visible, economy. I hope this particular scope is coming very, very clear to each and every one of you. What is economics and what is economy? Something dealing with the theory is economics. Something dealing with the practicality is called economy. Now, what has to be covered as a part of economy syllabus? Clear all of you guys. See, though the weightage is low, but you know very well, UPSC's Unpredictable Service Commission. This year, किसको पता है 20 क्वेश्चन इकोनॉमी से पूछा जाए तो? Nobody knows this. If 20 questions are asked from economy, somebody who have got mastered in history, polity and geography, what will they do? You get the point? So, kindly have this particular idea or this particular agenda very, 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 very specific and very, very clear in your preparation. Because Union Public Service Commission can at any time increase the weightage of a subject as well as decrease the weightage of the subject. And कभी-कभी उसको zero भी बनाने का संभावना है. But it is not in our hands. But what is in our hand? Syllabus. What UPSC have suggested us? Syllabus. And go according to the syllabus. Cover the syllabus. Later on, it is up to UPSC to whether give the question from that area or not. See, the economy can broadly be divided into two basic parts. One is called macroeconomics and the other is called microeconomics. Initially, in UPSC, most of the questions, I presume, initially 99% of the questions were asked by UPSC only from macroeconomics. Micro was not that important for us. But, in terms of the defense examinations, be it CDS, be it CAPF, be it AFCAT, UPSC have made it a habit of asking more and more questions from microeconomic point of view also. Meaning, macro भी पढ़ना है अपन को, उसी के साथ हमें micro भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा. What is microeconomics? Small scale, micro, small. What is macro? Large scale. Say for example, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji have presented the budget for 16 lakh crore. Tell me, is it micro or macro? I'll give you one more thing. See, your father's monthly income is rupees 60,000. Assume. Micro or macro? Practicality, understand. See, in your household, your mother, your father, your relatives, any one of them would have never discussed that this month we are going to present the budget for 10 lakh crore. हाँ कभी नहीं हुआ होगा ऐसा. लेकिन your father will be always discussing about his monthly income. Household, micro. The entire country, macro. Are you getting this point very clear? Macro is something in a large scale, micro is something in a small scale altogether. Here also we come across with the definition of economy. It is, the economy is something which is dealing around the concept of something called wealth. Creation of wealth, spending the wealth, creation of money, spending of money, that is completely again dealing with the same concept or the same module known as economy. Now see, I will be writing in front of you each and every topic in detail. What are we going to cover up? See, both you have to read microeconomics as well as macroeconomics. You will be getting the NCERT textbooks, micro separately and macro separately. Based on that only, I will be delivering all the lectures. Based on that only, I'll be giving you all the modules. So, but my intention is you need to cover up both micro as well as macro. But my intention is to make it as simple as it is possible, to make it as simplified it is possible, because overall, the weightage of economy is being reduced in terms of you aspirant. So in a smart way, in a very less time, we will be trying to cover up more and more amount of facts or more and more amount of the ideas that are associated. Clear all of you? See guys, now see. The basic topics that are to be covered as a part of economics. See. First of all, I'll be beginning with the macro itself. We'll be starting with the concepts associated with the national income and the concepts. Clear? What is national income? Income of the country. And the concepts that are associated, meaning we will be seeing the concepts like GDP, NDP, GNP, NNP, clear, the calculation, etc., etc., etc. After completing the concept of national income, we need to take up another important area in economy syllabus known as inflation, the types of inflation. Clear all of you? And when I speak about the inflation, here only I will also be coming across with the concept of supply and demand, because inflation is completely revolving round the concept of supply and demand as such. Clear? But still, supply and demand, again they are the part of microeconomics. Again they are the part of macro as well. I'll explain you. After inflation, we need to take up another important area that is associated with something called economic growth and economic development. What is economic growth? What is economic development? What are the ideas? What are the factors of economic growth? And when it is called growth, when it is called development? What are the examples of economic growth? These kind of questions are asked. And during this discussion only, we will also be taking up some other concern with respect to the environment. That is, we will also be taking up something called sustainable development. We will also be taking up something very important called sustainable development. Economic growth, economic development and sustainable development. After this, we will be deriving the concept of something called HDI, Human Development Index. What are the various factors of Human Development Index? What are we going to calculate as a part of Human Development Index? What is the role of Amartya Kumar Sen? And what is the role of Mahbubul Haq? Why United Nations Development Program is associated with that? Every single concept will be crystal clear for each and every one of you. After HDI, we will be discussing some other indexes as well. HDI to be connected with the other indexes like poverty index, hunger index, wealth index, the participation, the developmental basis में indexes होता है जैसे ease of doing business, etc., etc. Likewise, all the indexes will be looking after. After this, we will be entering into another important area that is known as something called taxation. What is a tax? What are the various types of taxes? What is a direct tax and what is an indirect tax? And we need to also cover up something very important called GST, Goods and Services Tax. We'll discuss that, don't worry. After that, we will be also looking after something very important called planning in the economy. Planning, economic planning, 5-year plan, which is a very dry subject, but never know UPSC का कब उससे सवाल पूछा जाए. But apart from planning, something very important for us is Niti Aayog. Clear all of you? Planning along with Niti Aayog will be very important. After this, we will also be taking up something very important topic known as the banking. Very important. The RBI, What are scheduled commercial banks? What is monetary policy? What is CRR, SLR? What is open market operation? What is marginal standing facility? All these facts will be covering up as a part of our banking sector. Nowadays, Yes Bank crisis is happening. What is Yes Bank crisis? And during the pandemic situation, RBI governor was again and again coming in front of media and discussing several points. We need to analyze them. We need to understand them. What is quantitative easing? What is helicopter money? Every single concept, current economy will also be crystal clear as a part of our discussion as such. After the completion of banking, we also need to take up, or else we also need to understand another important area that is connected with something called budget. Concept of budget, and also connecting it with the economic survey. Budget and economic survey. Clear all of you? That is another important topic as a part of our discussion. With that, we will be banking में ही हमारा money भी आ जाएगा, money, demonetization, everything will be coming as a part of our banking discussion only. Don't worry. Now see, after this, we will have to take up something very important called external sector. External sector. External sector यानी what is the trade associated, what is the concept of BOP, balance of payment, what is the concept of BOT, balance of trade, what is the concept of BOI, balance of invisible. All such concepts will be made clear during the discussion of external sector. After external sector, another important topic that needs to be taken up here is what is the concept of mutual funds. With that, what is stock market, what is Sensex, what is Nifty, what is Bombay Stock Exchange, what is National Stock Exchange, what is New York Stock Exchange, every single idea. See, the basic definitions are being asked, what is primary market, what is secondary market, everything I will make it very, very clear to each and every one of you. With that, some microeconomic concepts are also to be discussed, like what is supply again, clear, what is demand again we need to discuss, what is PPC, that is production possibility curve, what is budget line has to be discussed very, very carefully. With that, something very important like the markets and the type of markets, monopoly market, oligopoly, duopoly market, everything. This was a question in 2019 as well. With that, we will be discussing some concepts associated with the cost, what are the types of cost, everything we will be discussing, clear all of you. So likewise, more or less, we will be discussing some concepts that are associated with the microeconomics. And each and every concept should also be related with some numericals. Numericals and some problems also we will be discussing in this particular module, because one or two questions are again and again asked from the numerical. So definitely we will not give a chance. If it is an easy numerical, we will never leave that. Clear all of you? We will never leave that if it is an easy numerical. Some numericals are like that. See, key, if you know the formula, if you know the graph, if you can draw the graph, within 10 seconds, you can answer the question. I'll explain you what are those once we enter into the microeconomic concepts altogether. So, likewise, it is, whatever the topics we are going to cover as a part of this particular discussion will be a mixture, will be a amalgamation, will be a combination of both micro as well as macroeconomics. But what has to be done now? What has to be done as an initial ignition, as an initial basis? See, our subject is like that, ki our always economy should always be connected with the current perspective. Are you getting this point very clear? Meaning, alone listening or alone going with the core concepts will not fulfill our subject's necessity. Rather, we need to discuss current economy also. Atmanirbhar Bharat कौन सा NCERT में है? 11th or 12th? It is nowhere mentioned, but it has to be covered. The schemes that are launched by the government of India should be definitely covered. The concepts that are associated with the budget should be definitely covered. What is current, what is saving should be definitely covered. What is the capital account, what is the current account? What is current account deficit? Everything will be crystal clear for you once we enter into the external sector. So, what I mean to say is that along with the core economy, the current economy also has to be covered. Only then you would be able to get a good amount of score, the 99% or 100% of the score, whatever is according to your preparation level. If your preparation is well, meaning, I repeat, Mercy, try to understand one thing. As a part of economy discussion, there is one advantage here. If you are thorough with the concept, if you are thorough with the procedure, once you listen to the classes and once you read the NCERTs, no need of the second revision or third revision or fourth revision, like it was a necessity for polity, history and geography. There is no necessity, because your concept will be clear, your approach will be clear. And once you are clear with the concept and the approach, no need of the multiple revisions also. Clear all of you. That is the better scope, that is a better advantage which we have for the subject economy. Clear all of you? So one by one topics we will be taking up as the same discussion, as the same modules which we are going to take up. One by one, very rapidly, very fastly. Within the management have given me a task, a very less amount of days mein, I will have to cover up the economy syllabus. I'll do that, but provided it should be a mutual work. If I give you some task, if I give you some assignment, if I give you some homework, you should do it rigorously without fail. That is, you and me together are going to work. Then only our subject will be completed in a smart way or else in a very easy way. Clear all of you guys? So I hope you have known some basic ideas what are to be covered in economy. And once we begin the module, everything will be made crystal clear, one by one topics. Clear all of you? A very big best luck. Thank you so much.